What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while since I did this live stream. I think the last time I streamed was last Wednesday. Anyway, hope you guys are all well. Hope you guys are doing great. Having a great week so far. I've already gone. Actually, before we go through the watch list, FOREX is having one of their biggest sales of the year, Black Friday sales, 30% off store-wide. That's pretty huge. 30% off everything. The journals, the courses, all of that good stuff. So definitely go check it out. If you have any questions, please DM me, message me, email, whatever. And I'm happy to kind of explain more about FOREX and give you guys some more details about it. But besides that, yeah, everything's been well with me. I haven't really been up to too much. I've been back testing a lot the past few days, trying to refine my edge, trying to see these patterns from the FOREX systems present and how the parameters we test and use in the systems affect the outcome of the trades. Besides that, all has been well, and let's jump straight into the charts. All right. So I've already gone, kind of gone through my watch list, but before we get into that, let's check for any news. Nothing crazy that will kind of disrupt us. So our trading session anyway, so that's good. Besides if any breaking news presents, but all is well. So on my watch list today, I will go through all the pairs, but I'll show you what I've kind of just picked out. So I'm long bias GBP JPY, long bias GBP CHF. We'll cover this more in a minute. And Euro CAD, I am short bias. Other than that, more or less every other pair is either a swapping L50 or counter trend, which I am working on. I'm planning on adding that into my portfolio later down the road. Just opens up, presents more opportunities, but obviously need to test it since doesn't sit well with me trading against the trends. So I need to have some data on my side to kind of be able to pull the trigger on those setups. Euro USD was a swapping L50, Euro NZD. Once again, this thing is being sold quite a fair bit today. How big is this Asia range? Look at that, hit ADR within the Asia range, just over 111 pips, and it fell 160. So obviously some NZD news or Euro news there. Euro JPY. You know what? I'll put this one on my list as well. And then Euro CAD watching for shorts. Euro JPY I'm looking for longs. And Euro Aussie swapping L50 and massive candle here. Alright, so before we go any further, I'll just chat with the guys in the AceFX Discord group, answer any questions. So, GBP CHF, I just want to go over this real quickly since a few of the guys in the AceFX chat were looking at this. Long bias on the 15 minute. All the technicals are setting up for a entry to the upside. Now, perfect Asia range session, so no sporadic massive moves. It's only about 13, 14 pips, give or take. And we had this candle formation off the 21, and pretty much every other parameter was in lining up, but this candle came up. Hang on one second. So we had this bullish candle and it was like rallying straight up, but it got sucked back inside that range. So what I did is I quickly ran up to the higher time frames, and I noticed there was this massive pin over here as well on the 1 hour from yesterday, and we also had this structure shelf over here. So price came up here, and then we kind of had this bearish move over here. So I went to the 4 hour, and then I noticed from last week we had this rejection over here and this massive bearish move. So obviously when price got back here, we rejected it, and now obviously on the 15 minute looking for longs, you can kind of tell price may stall or find resistance at that level. So coming back to the daily, looking back even further, you can see this whole zone over here. Has been tested multiple times as resistance. So we tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and now price is back there again. Now, I'm not one to say the more times resistance holds, the stronger it is. I mean, in a way, logically, it would think that, but I feel like we may actually break above this level. So the key level I would be looking for price to break would be anything above 1.22100. So 1.2200 would be the ideal level to see price kind of continue that bullish move. So that's my thoughts on GBP CHF. Obviously what we do now is wait for price to get to that kind of break above, wait for the retest, and then we'll wait for our solid entry signal, and then if it presents, we can get involved if all other parameters look pretty good. Let me just get some music on for you guys as well. Good stuff. All right. So yeah, and then GBP JPY, same type of thing. We've had this 8 and 21 EMA shift, so we're shifting up now. Let's see, we have bearish divergence oversold from yesterday as well. So let's see how price reacts to that level. Once again, high time frames, long bias, 4-hour long bias, and daily long bias. Obviously, one thing to keep in mind is this zone here. So 141 even handle. So definitely keep that as a zone to look out for, where price could find some type of resistance. And moving on to Euro JPY. So long bias on this pair, Euro JPY. No bullish divergence. 1 hour is long bias. 4 hour. 4 hour is mixed. Confluence TDIs in the sell zone. EMAs. Yeah, I'm not liking these higher time frames. Like look at the EMAs here. In that TDI in the sell zone compared to GBP CHF, where EMAs are fanning out. So definitely building some momentum there. Euro CAD on the 15-minute, still short bias on this, so they just need some more time to play out. Oh wow, okay, so updates on the 100k practical assessment from Traders for Traders. So when I signed up with T4T, they pretty much, I signed up on the old website, so tradersfortraders.com. That is, they've currently got a new website with a whole new metric system. I'll show you real quickly. So what happened is I ended up getting I didn't get the terminal and everything I wanted. So what they reset my account. I was only up 0.4%. So I was okay to reset the account, and they merged me to the new platform with all the traders metrics. I'm just bringing them up real quickly and I'll show you guys. So for anyone that's new to the stream, yes, I'm doing the Traders for Traders 100k practical assessment for the $100,000 funded account. The difference between the reason I went with Traders for Traders besides other funded accounts such as FTMO is because there is no time limit to hit that 10% target. So they still want you to make 10% profit, but you can do it whenever you want. So you can do it in a day, a week, or a year. So you can take your time. You're not going to build bad habits, and you don't have to stress yourself out. So that was my number one reasons for going with them. As I am a much more conservative and selective trader, if I went with FTMO, I just would have been stressing out trying to hit my profit target, taking trades I shouldn't be in, and I definitely would have failed. So Traders for Traders was the perfect option for me. Definitely go out and do your research. You may prefer FTMO because the rules are different in terms of drawdown and maximum loss, but it's not that bad. So real quickly, let me just find. So this is the new Traders for Traders dashboard. Just bring it over here for you guys to see. So basically gives you all your metrics. So equity, your weekly loss limit, so I can't lose more than 2,000. My available risk, current risk, my watermark, maximum loss limit, and then it gives you your performance metric. So you must hit these performance metrics in order to scale up your account. So depending, you can scale all the way up to $1 million. That was another really appealing thing with Traders for Traders. So you've got that kind of growth if you're really taking trading seriously, and it was pretty cool. And then it gives you your performance. So P&L, monthly P&L, and projected annual P&L, and your daily P&L. So very cool, gives you a graph and count history and everything like that. So that is the Traders for Traders dashboard. So basically, as I was saying before, so when I signed up, I signed up on the educational platform, and it pretty much put me, I didn't get that dashboard, so they merged me into their new account and their new system and gave me a new account to trade off. So back out, square one, trading a new account. So let's see how it goes.
Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. Mommy, go now. I really wanna brutalize, let him agonize, cause he's gonna be biting you. They're gonna kill if you let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. Mommy, go now. I really wanna brutalize, let him agonize, cause he's gonna be biting you.
But other than that, everything trading related aside, everything's been good on my end. I am working on some pretty cool content and ideas in the background for everyone. So I'm excited to release that.
I see the violence in your eyes, and it's a silent fighting. I see the lies in their mind, and you can't decide cause they only blinding. Go away and go from the bad guys, follow my advice cause they're gonna be biting you. They're gonna kill if you let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. Mommy, go now. I really want
So there's a few pairs of potential. It's only Tuesday, so I'm not going to rush into anything. Let's just see what the market kind of does. Also, for anyone that's watching that's in ASFX, I am not trading D1s on the practical assessment. I will more or less maybe take them on my live account when I'm not live streaming. But I am trying to gather more data, statistical data for it, And just to build more confidence, I want to be able to hit those trades with a bit more risk, because they do have that tighter stop loss and that better risk to reward profile than the A1s. It's not really worth me only putting like a little bit of risk on those trades, because if I take a few losses, it'll just eat into it. So like there was a D1 entry down here. Obviously, if you took the first entry, you would have obviously put your stop, locked your stop, and you would have got stopped out in that big bearish move here. But if you had your stop loss down here, obviously risk to reward wouldn't be that great, but you'd still be in the trade, and you know, that's the D1s for you. So a very, very solid system. Once you can really kind of set some really, really solid rules in your trading plan on how to approach them, as you can approach them very conservative or very aggressive. I'm obviously waiting for price action to show me which way the market is going, so it gives me more confidence in entering the trade. I'm not just entering off the break of the EMA.
I want it like you want it too. Don't get insecure, baby. I like you, sure, baby. Cause that's the only way to build.
Had this massive bullish momentum on GBP pairs since yesterday. It was actually an ASFX A1 entry on GJ. In here, and this thing was a solid an ADR plus, so almost 5R on that trade. So that was pretty cool. I think just doing some markups. There was some quick divergence down here. Once again, take that retest when price comes back down, showing bullish momentum, breaking his previous high. You know, so I'm definitely good at identifying these D1 signals. It's just building more confidence to get involved and hit them with the bigger size, as I was saying before. So, you know, this one went 2R on GJ. GBP CHF, there was one down here, as I was just saying before. Obviously, depending where you had your stop, how you would have managed it, but there's another signal. And this is why I'm so selective in my trading. These signals present every day. Like, opportunity is endless when you're more or less trading a lower time frame. You are going to get the signals present a lot more often. It's just a matter of shifting all those parameters into your favor and then being selective on those higher probability trades. Yeah. So, I think GJ's looking very promising for me. Reason being, very clean price action. We did go over broad yesterday with the RSI. We've had this very clear bullish momentum all day yesterday. just look at that, straight up, holding that channel. And then I reckon if we can kind of break out of this Asia range, depending, let me just jump off for 1 minute, depending what price does at this divergence line, if we get a retest and we can get measurable risk to reward. Hey, what's going on, Ricky? Hope you're well, bro. If we can get reasonable risk to reward to that divergence line, if we get that retest, then that would be a great trade. Let me just share my link. So yeah, so GJ, once again, high time frames, very long bias, and not much in terms of the way for it to kind of stop. I mean, you take this zone into account here, I would make 800 flat. Possibly, you might see price kind of react there, but let's just see. Yeah, so definitely this area, like around ADR, could be an area of price kind of reversing. And once again, you can see the indicators kind of telling you that with that kind of falling liquid 50. So let's just see what happens. We found resistance at the top of that. Or we just broke up like a pip. Half a pip. That's alright. Yeah, as I was saying with my GBP/CHF analysis, that we just have that 1.21700 level that price may struggle with. You can see it's trying to come up, but it's finding a lot of resistance up there. This Euro CAD trade. got potential, but once again, not trading D1s. Free candle formation on GJ within Asia range. If we're about see this one, but that wouldn't be valid since the 8 isn't on top of the 21 and the RSI isn't in the correct position. But that's probably not the one you're talking about, eh? You can definitely see Euro CAD dropping for sure. Yeah, this bullish divergence was yesterday, so I wouldn't weigh it too much into in today's analysis. Something to take note of, but nothing to kind of keep me out of a trade if it does present. This price action on the 1 minute is very choppy. I mean, compared to this, where it's yeah, GJ is something that's very solid looking setup that could present. Still think GBP/CHF wants to come higher. With those time frames, all the technicals lining up. Yeah, if we can break 1.2205 on GBP/CHF, definitely see some bullish pressure building in there. Yeah, so this would have been a solid setup. Like, it's hard to ignore zones when they are heavily rejected, such as this one right here. Let me get rid of this one there. But when you got multiple taps to a zone, you just kind of have to understand that it may come off or reject it, since it has multiple times before. So something definitely not to ignore, but all technicals are lining up for that long position, so we could see this come higher. I'm not forecasting or predicting, but reacting to what our indicators are telling us and what price action is telling us, like this bullish momentum. This double top here, price fell, and now price wants to price wants to push higher. So if the bulls can take control, that would definitely see a massive bullish momentum rally out of that zone for sure. We could even, since we broke out of the Asia range here today, we could actually see price kind of now retesting the Asia high, holding that 8 and 21 EMA before making that continuation move higher. But let's just wait and see what happens. Very interesting. Alright, so GJ showing a lot of support to that 8 EMA. So once again, it's another pair I see coming higher. If we can get a good risk to reward profile on our setup, this would be actually quite a nice trade. Euro JPY had that shift up, so let's see. Recard. Yes, it is choppy 1 minute price action. Makes it hard to get involved in these D1 trades. It's just whipsawing everywhere. I do see this coming lower today. Let me just check the US dollar index. Oh, excuse me. So if US dollar index falls, you can expect Euro USD to rise. Yeah. Yeah, I see this coming higher with that L50 swapping into the buy zone now too. We could get, depending what this next 15 minutes does, and with this candle formation, not the best A1 setups that present. Let me just save this out. So more or less, if this candle closes like with an indecision or doji, and price kind of consolidates one or two candles here, and then we get a right leg off the 21, it makes it up. Like, I'll still more or less enter it, but you'd like to see your A1s like close. Try to find an example. More or less like this. You'd like to see it come off and close above the consolidation. That's what I back tested. They're the best kind of A1 signals. SPCE, Virgin Galactic, had that massive bullish move I was waiting on. I have just over 250 shares positioned in over time. I brought at the high here on that momentum. I scaled in over here, and then I got a few more positions. Most of my position, as you can see, is in at roughly 17.25, and I think I got in about 17.15 on my biggest positions. Yeah, I see this coming a lot higher though. I reckon if we can break this over here, SPCE, I reckon we can try and get back up to the 30s for sure. That could be awesome. So I'd be more inclined to take a long position on GBP JPY as the setup presents. I don't like that the 1 hour is overbought though, the RSI. But there's still a bit of room for price to move up, so definitely still bag a bit there for sure.
Like a scene from a movie. Let's make it juicy. Like a scene from a movie. Let's make it juicy. Like a scene from a movie. Let's make it juicy. Like a scene from a
GBP CHF back at that 21, so I guess it's just a waiting game now to see what price does. EuroCAD making that move lower. nice rejection up to 15 minute 50 EMA.
But you make it that easy. You're not the type to fall in deep. You know that really you want me. We're on our own, take a risk now. Just let it go and don't fall down. I hope you know that my heart is yours. Never let go. Sudden months and stars out there. Let the beauty in your eyes well. With the picture I've got in my mind, it's you and I. I see you've lost your way back home, but I'll take you somewhere alone, so that you can see my heart again.
Checking it out now, Ricky. Let's have a look.
Why can't I get you to just stay? You're like a song stuck on repeat.
Yeah, so for an A1, you want the EMAs to be perfect. So the 8 above the 21, 21 above the 50. So because the 8's underneath the 21, it would be an off-edge trade. You'd want it to look more like this. You see how the EMAs haven't crossed underneath? So this would be more like a 2 candle there. The RSI in the correct position. Or this one here. This is the entry I looked at yesterday. Yeah, just shut up. This, yeah, EuroCAD's definitely very choppy. It's very hard explaining the ASFX systems on live without trying to give too much of it away. I do a lot of my markups on the on my other screen with all the other parameters and stuff. This is something this is why I'm not really trading the D1 system at the minute. All this price action, I'm trying to create a very solid rule. Like seeing that, I need to give it a hard pass. Under 1 minute. Seeing this, where you can see price has tried to make a new low, but failed. And then started making higher highs, getting that retest and then that massive momentum. That's what I'm trying to justify and try and build rules around. It's so easy to get induced in taking these trades because if you're following the system parameters and how the entries and what we're looking for, you can pretty much enter on a lot of trades, but it has to be a very clean read and clean price action. So once I gain more confidence in that and really create clear, definitive rules in my trading plan on what this is, like what defines clean price action, I'll definitely have more confidence to hit these with a much larger size. So I mean, if you got involved like on that break, if you stop down here, like that's a quick 2 hour. Like just reading it left to right with EuroCAD, like 15-minute structure, it looks decent. Even on the 5-minute is really choppy. Look at that. So like just doing simple technical analysis on this, rejected the 50 EMA, couldn't break back below the 8 and 21. We had this doji indecision. So market deciding what to do. Now we've had this bearish move and we're about to get that 8 and 21 EMA shift. So that shift after the next about 3 minutes in this 15-minute candle, could see it take it lower. But anything can happen. It might even find a lot of resistance to the Asia low down here. Just wait and see, I guess. GJ is still something on my list. Technically out of the Asia range. I would have liked a more cleaner and bigger break, but it either is or it isn't, and this is by 0.5 pips. We've had that upshift over here as well, so that 8 crossed above the 21. And you can see price kind of just holding that 21 EMA now. Yeah, EuroCAD really holding that 21 EMA. Yeah, wow. look at that 15-minute candle close. Yeah, it's just rejecting that 21 in, just gonna hold the 8. We still might see a retest, that would be nice. But let's see if we can get above up into this divergence line there. That would be interesting. Yeah, it's definitely finding resistance up here. Just give it more time, see what happens. EuroCAD, what that do on the 15-minute? Yeah, definitely holding those EMAs, the 8 and 21. Yeah, it's just it's just whipping up and down, like. Yeah, I hate that type of price action. Like when the 1 minute looks like this, like hang on. I have no idea what this is doing. There's a tool here you can copy bars pattern. There we go. I wonder if you can copy and paste. How's that? You know, it doesn't have wicks, so it's not justifiable. I think it's the wicks that really put me off on price action. I know GA is very kind of can be clean as well. Like clear trends. Like clear lower lows. See, like lower high, lower high. Held that zone, lower lows, and you just got that massive momentum drop. Yeah, so definitely looking for like clean price action really helps me confidence in taking the trade. It helps with getting a good quality read. What's happening with the crypto world? Bitcoin to 20k soon. This has been a fun one to watch. Like, whoever brought out like 30 cents. Happy days to you guys. 150% gain to retire side in 3 days. Never been a big fan of crypto. I don't hate it. I don't understand it enough. And I haven't really bothered doing a lot of research into it. I'm always going to be open-minded. I'm never going to say no to cryptocurrencies. We can somehow get back and kind of consolidate for a while, like slowly moving up, break this Asia range here, and get a retest to the EMA for a move up. That would look cool. that would be a solid entry. GBP CHF did have that candle formation, but once again RSI isn't in the correct value. And then once again, you'd want to see that right leg close above previous consolidation. Still justifiable. So I definitely we might see that come higher. But once again, that resistance zone, I think it was like 1.21700, could definitely be an issue. But I won't ever mark this up because I don't think, RSI wasn't through. And GBP JPY seems to be my cleanest so far. Also going to be testing the ASFX A1 system on not all cryptocurrencies, but commodities. I'm going to test it on gold mainly, Bitcoin, and maybe that's about it for that. Just to see how it performs. But I think mainly for my trading portfolio, it will mainly just be FOREX. I understand it better. Like I've been watching it, I don't know, I haven't put hours on it now, but you kind of just get an idea of how it moves. So if we can break above that high, you'll see GBP JPY get some momentum. Oh, in other news, my whole I don't know how it happened, but all my passwords and accounts got compromised. So I woke up to a whole bunch of emails of suspicious account activity, password changes, and I was like, shit. So I spent a good part of 2 hours this morning going through 200 and something different websites that have accounts on it and changing it. I ended up buying a service. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. One password. So basically, it makes passwords for you and keeps it in an encrypted type of key. So works on iOS as well and everything. So that's what I ended up doing, resetting all my passwords for PayPal, Facebook, Instagram, all my for Awanda, everything, Gmail accounts, Hotmail accounts. It was just a nightmare. So yeah, it's all fixed now. I feel much better knowing that my accounts are all secured with passwords that don't even make sense, 20 characters. I will just mark this up. These candle formations work, but adding that TDI indicator in with these candle formations, wow. About 4.5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. We can close above this candle. So if we can close above this candle close, great. If we can close above this candle wick, even better. See what happens on GJ. Yeah, so once price kind of gets above, you'll kind of see momentum picking up. One thing I noticed in the early days of when I started learning to trade is predicting where the direction of price is super easy. Like just by looking at candles, like knowing candles, momentum, strength, who's in control, and then you see a bar like this where it's bearish, but you can see like bulls pushed it right up, and then you got this massive bullish bar and then retest. It's very simple to kind of gauge direction. Like I used to go through charts and just kind of analyze momentum in candlesticks and just how price moves. Like clear uptrends, kind of price consolidates, comes down, retest, and then you get that uptrend again. It's just looking at those cycles. The hardest part is where to target and where to put your stop loss, and that comes through your edge in your system. I mean, if you blindly were in the market, just trading, it's never gonna end well. Like, yeah, you'll go into profit, you know, like you took an entry just here. Oops. You know, you're in the green, but where do you put your profit? Do you put it there? Do you put it here? Like, in hindsight, yeah, you can put it over here, but you don't know how that plays out unless you test it. That's why it's so important having back-tested data and a tested and proven system, and that's one of the biggest reasons I'm having so much success with ASFX, is because like you know where to enter, you know where to put your stop, and you know where to take targets and how to manage that trade, most importantly. And then on top of that, like that is your statistical edge, but then you have all these other parameters that help you be more aggressive or more selective in choosing those higher probability trade setups. It's just crazy. Yeah, it looks like Euro CAD just kind of chopping around still, yeah. Slowly making those. Bet you this would be a even handle number. We saw this on, I think it was Euro USD last week. Yeah, so this is 1.54700. So if we can break above that level, once again, you'll see price just kind of rally. But if we find, you can see price wants to push above it, obviously, just from seeing like all these wicks trying to, and then you've got this, and you've got this bar here that closed above this consolidation period, so you can see bulls are gaining control. How do you use the volume indicator for Confluence? I'm just toying with the idea of volume. So pretty much I have I think it's a 5 EMA, 5 moving average, just to see how it kind of, I can add it into my trading, but I'm just toying with the idea for now. It's very hard to kind of use volume in trading. It's very inconsistent. You can't really, yeah. But basically, I'm going off the last 5 bars. So let's say, like, you see I got like, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars that are all bearish. And then you can see price just rallies back up. There's just no consistency to it. And then looking at the strength of the bars, so obviously the length, I guess that's where I'm trying to shift my focus to. Not so much how many, red candles we're having or green candles in volume, but how much volume, like the length of them. So like you'll see this bar breaking up above the previous 5, and that's where I can tell we're going to more likely get a break out of this level and momentum will build. So we'll just monitor this for a second. And we'll see what happens. So not so much how many red candles you're having, it's more on the length. So obviously if you can get a lot of volume in there, obviously the value is going to be higher, which means there's more buyers coming into the market. But once again, just an idea I'm toying with. Yeah, volume in Forex doesn't work nearly as well as it does in stocks, unfortunately. That candle on GJ did not end up breaking above, so let's hope we can get a retest. US dollar index. Crazy how much these two correlate. Yeah, Ricardo, I'm waiting for it to come down and test. Whether it does or not, I'm not sure. L50 is starting to fall now, but other than that, hasn't got too many knocks. It's only that bearish 15-minute bearish divergence I'm keeping my eye on. If I can't get enough risk to reward to that divergence line, then it'll make it hard to justify the trade. But clean price action. I mean, it's definitely making higher highs. So I'm very long biased on all high time frames as well. So easy to justify a trade if it does come through, if we get a setup. And it's very clean uptrend. Like comparing it to Euro CAD. You're looking at it as a D1, Ricardo? Yeah, definitely. I can see that happening. Depending how we find resistance. With that massive bullish momentum we had yesterday, breaking almost double ADR, I could definitely maybe see it coming down to that 15-minute 50 for sure. Once again, I'm not big on drawing zones, but this should be near the 50 EMA. Yeah. So yeah, if it was to come down and retest a level, it would be more close to the 50 EMA for sure. 139400. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I see what you're looking at, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I do see coming higher though. Like comparing GBP JPY to GBP CHF, it just GBP CHF has a lot of resistance to that level. With GJ, it's just kind of a clear move up. Yeah, let's wait and see. Hopefully, a nice setup can present. That would be sweet. Yeah, no rush. It's only Tuesday, for sure. Also, if anyone's wondering why I'm not trading GN, my spreads are ridiculous. Like, they're just stupid. Like, I got an average of 4.5 to 6 pip spread. Like, as a day trader, like trading the 15-minute time frame or lower, it really kind of skews the risk to reward badly. Compared to like Euro USD or GBP JPY, where it's like in between 1 and usually like 2. Yeah, that's it. I keep it there just for general analysis, but yeah, I just like if someone asked me to check it, I'll look at it. But okay, so what's my spread on it at the minute? Yeah, it's currently five pips, and there's like no volatility in there. That's just ridiculous. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if it was, I understand if it was a better spread, but I don't understand why it has to be so high. It's just those NZD pairs, I guess, those quote pairs. It's just ridiculous. Look at that. A1. I think there was massive NZD news this morning. Like pretty much all NZD pairs have gone like ADR during the Asia session. EuroCAD broke that 1.54700 level. Could potentially use it as support now and move higher for sure. Depending what it does on the 15-minute 50 EMA. Since it did test it and couldn't break above, but then we found resistance to that 21 EMA. So other than that, perfect EMAs. Well, EMAs could be a little bit better, but L50 is perfect. Bearish divergence, bullish divergence on the 15. That's about it. Like, if it wasn't so choppy and it was cleaner to read on the 1 minute, that could have induced me potentially to take a trade for sure. GJ going down. Oh yeah. Let's see what it does at the 50. Just over 2 minutes on this candle close, 50-minute candle. So if we can hold the 50 with this, if we can get like this clean price action we've been seeing all day, it'll be very tempting to get involved if we can start seeing higher highs with divergence for sure for a D1 entry. Oh yeah, I had that one marked up already. It was down here. And that was a clean retest and entry. Like, it bottomed out, made that higher high, higher low. Depending where you put your stop. Yeah, solid. GBPCHF had one as well, and D1 down here. Yeah. Like RSI was rising, price action was falling. Once again, you had those clean higher highs and higher lows, and it kind of just shot up depending where you got in. I think I had the entry marked, yeah, at 1.2162. So not quite before that momentum hit in, but yeah. Yeah, GJ was way cleaner for sure. also don't like this daily value that we've been testing on GBP multiple times, and I think right now we're testing that level again. So I reckon, I mean, if we can break it, great, but it's finding a lot of resistance to that 1.21800 level. GJ broke down below the 15 minute 21 EMA, so let's see what happens. If we can make it down to the 15 minute 50, could definitely see a solid D1 come off that level. It will give much better risk to reward as well. Yeah, I would need GJ for an A1 signal. I would need it to consolidate at this level for a bit more before getting that push up. But that's why it's definitely more or less trying to set up for a D1. Is there divergence on the 15 minute for G? Yes, there is. There is bearish divergence from yesterday, oversold, overbought, sorry. So the way I see it, taking away this level, 1 hour is also overbought. I still think it can come higher. Going off the higher time frames, the only zone I have, more or less, is at 139.800. Like, I reckon we can get this little bit of a push from this level up to here. On the 15 minute, obviously, what's that? If we took an entry now, it's about 40 pips or so. So depending on your stop loss, if you had like a 10 pip stop, you can still get 4 to 1 out of that. So I do see it coming higher. But yeah, definitely taking that divergence. If we break below the 15 minute 50 EMA, it could be a D2 setting up. But other than that, it's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, Lindsay just did point out the falling L50. From doing my back testing, that falling L50 when you're trying to go long, or a rising L50 when you're trying to go short, plays a massive part in the probability and outcome of your trade, for sure. So that's Ricardo. So that's why I'm kind of induced that this may come down to like the 50 EMA. Especially after this massive bearish momentum we had yesterday. Hey Lindsay, how you going? Mm-mm.
For too long. Send a message, you don't reply. I'll keep looking for you, even if it's wrong. Sitting all alone in my room.
What are your thoughts on GJ? I was just saying that the falling L50 in my back testing definitely does affect the outcome of the trade more times than not, especially with divergence. So it's definitely cleaner than GBP CHF, that's for sure. Euro JPY I had marked due to that perfect L50, but once again it's falling. It looks like we may get a candle formation. I'm not sure if that RSI will pull through though on Euro JPY and Euro CAD. I think that's just going to rise, to be honest. We had that divergence from yesterday and it struggled to break back below the 21 EMA a few times here. As in, you don't like GJ in general, or just the setup that's presenting so far? There is a zone on the daily I have marked as well, 139,800. I got rejected pretty hard, and also price kind of rejected it back here as well, and a few times last week. There is no divergence on EJ on the 15 minute, correct? I mean, yeah, this RSI price high is higher. Yeah, definitely. I think it was the higher time frames. Yeah, I think that's why I kind of went towards GBP JPY, is because the EMAs on EJ are all kind of in trend, except the 4-hour and daily TDI are in the sell zone. Whereas GBP JPY, all time frames were complementing the 15-minute trend. I think if I had to choose between a falling L50 and divergence, I think it would definitely be divergence, especially being overbought from yesterday. And it's oversold. GJ is also oversold on the 1 hour as well. Overbought, sorry. Yeah, neither is going to induce me to take a trade, unfortunately. I just feel like with EJ, I just know that falling L50 when trying to go long can really affect the outcome of that trade. And it's still in the range as well. Like, it was broken out of the range maybe. But yeah, who knows? It's still early, so let's see what happens. You just had Lindsay, you just had EJ, GBP CHF and GJ, correct? Because yeah, I didn't see anything. A lot of the pairs were swapping, and price action was a little bit either counter trend. Yeah, I don't have EG on my watch list. Actually, no, you know what I'll do is I'll put it in this I'll stick it over in this little list here. Pairs I don't trade. There we go. I took GN off my list just for because of my spreads have been ridiculous lately. That on my personal account, I don't mind trading it, but unfortunately with Traders for Traders, I have noticed a little bit of a bigger spread on GN. So on my practical assessment, I just kind of taken it off for now. Yeah, through my back testing, GN has to be one of my high probability pairs I trade. It's just I don't want. Yeah, sure. Sure, Leah. I'll bring up. So. I was ranging. I got a 5 spread now. It was 5.5 earlier, but it bounces between 5 and I think 6.5 to 7 when volatility kicks in. But you see how it's not moving? Hang on, wait. Where is it? Yeah, so it's 4 at the minute. GN. But yeah, like I've seen it kind of climb up a fair bit high. So Leo, with the trade copier, it is literally on. You just chuck it into your indicated your file just by going File and Open Data, and then obviously it'll open your folder, and then you just drop these folders in there, and then you got Receiver and Sender. So pretty much with the sender, that's your main account. So because I'm doing the practical assessment, I put the receiver on here, so you just drag it on. Actually, you know what? Let me open a new chart. So yeah, so you can just put it on a window. So I put the sender on here. And these are all the options you get. I'll just put it on for now and I'll show you what it does. So it makes the chart unusable, but you just kind of minimize it, and then it will still work in the background. So basically, once you've got the sender in there, you kind of just, I mean, I kind of left most of this the same. There was one thing I had to change, due to my live account, the minimum position size, because I was entering very small position size, like I think it was like a micro lot. For some reason, it wouldn't execute on my live account. So I'm trying to find where I changed it. I think that was for the other one. But once you got your other account open, so on your other MT4 terminal, you would drop the receiver into there. And then what you would get is all this information. This is what was really overwhelming. They do have a PDF which has all the instructions on what this meant, but here it is. So there was the lot size, because it was 0.01. I had to put it to 0.001, I believe, because it was kind of, it wouldn't execute on my Awanda account. But that was about it. And then obviously the rest you kind of just have to work it out. But it was really confusing. It took me about a week to just kind of understand it. I still don't understand it fully. I just understand the basics. But it connects, basically what you get is this heartbeat just up here. And once that heartbeat connects to your other, you'll get like a weird, like a massive amount of digits. And that will mean it's connected. So whatever you do on this main account with the sender will copy over to the receiver. You know what, I should do a whole YouTube video on this because I couldn't find any YouTube videos or tutorials explaining how to use it besides what they have on the website, unfortunately. But in terms of reliability, execution speed, and kind of how simple it is to use once you kind of get the basics set up, you would literally just take a trade how you would, and it would copy everything from stop loss, partial profits, if you move your stop loss as well. So yeah, just take a bit of time, open a demo account and just play with it. And I'll try and get a YouTube video done by this weekend explaining how to use it. I think that would be great for anyone that's trying to get their hands on a trade copier. But that was recommended from Traders, that FX Blue. So, and it's free. I have seen some other trade copies out there you got to pay a monthly subscription for, which I didn't like. GJ is about to break to 15-minute 50. It's got 10 minutes left in the candle. No worries, Leo. There was kind of a candle formation, but obviously RSI is not in proper position. I'd like to see EJ pop out of the Asia range. That would be nice. There was a nice D1 Lindsay on GBP JPY during the Asia session. Very clean. Depending where you put your stop, you could have easily got about 2R out of that, even more. Very pain-free trade. RSI in the 1 minute oversold. Free taps to divergence, quick taps anyway. High, retest. See, real quick, Lindsay, this is like, so if I'm looking at EuroCAD, and I was looking at that price action, how choppy it was, because I was looking at the D1 in here as well. And this is what confuses me a lot on D1 setups. And I gotta somehow, I was saying earlier in the live stream, I gotta somehow find a way to separate this price action to this clean price action, so you can get a really clean read on this, which kind of like I would have been so happy taking this trade, like confidence wise, because you kind of just see the divergence set, it's oversold on the 1 minute, you get this higher high, you get that higher high break, and then that retest holding the higher low, and then it kind of just rallies from there with the L50 in the correct position, and the 15 minute RSI and trendline cross as well. I've traded ECAD like in the early days with ASFX, like around like May, June, mainly just A1s though, and yeah, it has been pretty choppy through my back testing. I actually think I got my ECAD spreadsheet. Yeah. More times than not, it was, I mean, it still resulted in, these are just A1s, but more times than not you'd win, but I think ECAD out of the A1s had my most losses. I think this was 2020 as well. I should leave away. I mean, the one thing with my D1 entries is, it's just kind of just my nature as my personality, is I overcomplicate the shit out of things really badly. Like, I make it harder than it needs to be. And because the D1 has a bit more, you gotta be a bit more focused on it, I tend to overcomplicate what I'm looking at. And it just screws with me. That's why, like, with my trading plan, I'm really trying to get rid of all the gray areas. Yeah, see, Lindsay keeps it simple. Like, in the back of my head, like, I know it's simple, but I'm always finding ways to overcomplicate it, just subconsciously. Yeah. Ricardo, with GJ, I would need, if this candle closes below the 15-minute 50 EMA, I'm gonna probably need some bullish momentum to pull it back up, because you can see this kind of bearish momentum kicking in from the last 4 bars on the 15 to the last 45 minutes, and that falling L50 as well on the 15-minute. So I would need to see some type of bullish price action, kind of show some signs of reverse, like price going back up in bullish momentum. But there is divergence more or less setting up. Very close though. Oh no. That, yeah, I can't justify that as divergence. ECAD, I was looking for a D1, Lindsay. So hang on, let me get rid of this one. Sorry. So we had that bullish divergence form, and then once that kind of, we had that divergence active, that massive bearish pressure came into the market. But what kept me out of it was obviously how price was reacting to the 21 EMA on the 15-minute. I haven't even gone through the D2 course yet. I mean, I kind of get the idea of it, but I haven't actually watched the course. I wonder if that would actually help me with my D1s. I mean, knowing the inverse of it, I reckon would be a smart idea. It's kind of the opposite, really, of a D1. You're just looking for counter trend, divergence, break it at 50, going the opposite way of trend. Yeah, Ricardo, that bearish momentum building on GJ, it makes it hard trying to fight that unless price can stall out, consolidate for a while, but it needs to be off a significant level. Like the 200 EMA is way down at ADR, so unless if price is kind of in between this range, it makes it hard to kind of take a long position off no significance. So unless we can kind of stall out where it kind of is, like in this kind of area here, I'll wait for a break above the 15-minute 50 EMA just to show bulls are gaining control again, and then I'd wait for that 1 minute retest with L15 correct zone with obviously divergence as well. Because we have that 15-minute bearish divergence, once it breaks the 15-minute 50, that's kind of like, if I was just saying like a D2 ID, like a D2 ID presenting. Yeah, so that's another thing, Lindsay. Like I'm always on the 1 minute. Like I think I over obsess on the price action on the 1 minute, and obviously doing that definitely makes you second guess your analysis because you are looking at it in fine detail. So obviously sticking to the 15-minute chart and waiting for that RSI cross on the trend line takes away a lot of that kind of paralysis analysis, just kind of over analyzing what you're looking at on the 1 minute. So yeah, that's a great tip for anyone really struggling with D1s. It's just the little things like that. I think they're habits I've built where I kind of always just go to the 1 minute. So building bad habits is so easy, but developing good ones is so hard. There is kind of divergence forming now as well on the GBP JPY on the 1 minute. So what you're saying, Lindsay, is you'd wait for that RSI to pull up above the trend line before you jump down to the 1 minute, correct? Gotcha. So you don't obsess about the 1 minute too much. So you just check if divergence building or active, and then you jump straight back to the 15-minute. Gotcha. Yeah, I was just about to say, I think that's what where I've noticed my inconsistencies is analyzing that 1 minute price too much, and obviously, like you're saying, too much noise. It can definitely kind of introduce some emotions into your trading for sure.
Yo, there's nothing I got
got to prove, nothing I got to lose. I wanna follow you. It is my time to choose. Nothing I got to prove, nothing I got to lose.
Simple is better.
It is my time to choose. It is my time to move. I wanna follow through, cause I got my own mind, winning on my own time. Didn't come when I wanted, but it's always on time. I'ma go and get it, and it's all part of my vision. Then I'ma show everyone I can make it. I'm different. You can't stop what you can't see. No more chains, yeah, I'm truly free. I pay my dues.
100% Craig, yeah. Like, she keeps it very simplistic, and I do notice a lot of new traders, a lot of traders in general, really overcomplicate it, make it harder. Like, I'm just in my nature, I do that with everything in life. With trading, it can either be as easy and as simple as you want it, or as hard. So yeah, I think definitely keeping a very kind of, not over analyzing it too much, and kind of just keeping a very simple approach to it. Like, Lindsay, you don't really use chart patterns, correct? Like triangles and pennants, nothing like that. Because I think I was watching a YouTube video and Austin like marked it up, and you just don't use anything like that. Like stuff like this, trend lines. Yeah. Yeah. It just goes to show, like, keeping it simple in trading is definitely the way to go for sure. Yeah, a lot of people do, Craig. It's just a matter of like just building those habits of just kind of keeping it very like, I guess it not easy, but just simple. Like in my trading plan, I have a ton of like I was just saying to Austin earlier today, that I have like heaps of variations of D1s I can trade. And obviously when it comes time in the live market to execute on the trade, it gets to a point where you freeze up, because you don't know, like, you just overanalyze it too much. Yeah, I agree, Lindsay, for sure. And I am kind of, I do that. Like, I am more or less trying to stick strictly to the ASFX edge, but through my old trading education, I still kind of have those habits of going to the higher time frames, you know, and looking at price action, not just proper zones. So I am kind of just, I'm trying to pick out more or less zones instead of like worrying about like what's happened here, like, because that's not, like, none of this is like relevant, like price, you know what I mean? I think it's better if you kind of just stick to areas in the market where price has reacted to, such as these zones here, you know, down here, like, and that just simplifies it so much more. Yeah, nothing too hot I'm looking at trading. I'm keeping my eye on GJ, but it could present something. I think it still needs more time for a D1 entry though. I mean, it's only Tuesday, it's still early in the week, so I'm not gonna like rush into anything crazy right now. But let's see how this 15-minute candle closes.
battle for the last remaining dancer. Can we take flight and do what's right? Damage the side of modern life. Don't wanna be the lone survivor. Don't tell me I'll find a way. Don't break me, I'm here to stay. All these dreams we're passing by, we'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a way.
GBP CHF making its way up. I think this kind of just is following the high time frame bias, to be honest. Like all the technicals from the 1 hour, 4 hour and daily complement the 15-minute trend with those perfect EMAs, perfect L50 all day. And if you look at the L50, see how it's flat and kind of rising, opposed to Euro CAD where it started to rise here. I was at Euro JPY is falling. Through my back testing, I have noticed that definitely affects the outcome of the trade a lot. That's why, where is it? If it's flat or rising away from trend, flat and going with the trend has a much higher win rate. Falling away from trend or rising away from trend has a much less win rate than if the L50 is flat or going with the trend, such as GBP CHF. Obviously it was a bit choppy this morning. There was a few A1 entry signals. This shift candle I had marked up, but obviously you would have got stopped out from that pin, and the RSI wasn't in the correct value on that when that candle closed, but either way you would have got stopped out through these pins. Yeah, exactly, Lindsay, trading against the direction of the L50. And you can see just about 3.5 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. And you can see GJ's kind of reading it left to right. You can see how it's rejecting that 15-minute 50. So obviously you'd want to, if you're looking to go long, you'd want it to come kind of break back above. But you might kind of see, once again with kind of pattern recognition, you can see this kind of pattern here. See how we had that bearish like move, and we had that doji and that massive push up once it broke the 50 EMA. Kind of very similar here, bearish move, looks like you're going to have a doji, and we could see a massive move up. Or not. Yeah, these D1 signals definitely require a lot of patience to kind of set up. There's no need to jump in straight away. Taking Lindsay's advice and just waiting for the 15-minute parameters to be checked before jumping to the 1 minute, I think will help a lot of the newer traders stop getting in the trades too early. Or the 1 minute inducing them due to a lot of noise and price action from getting involved in the trades as well. So 1 minute time frame can be very tempting because the movement you get in those 1 minute candles, it looks like price is just completely going your way, but in reality it's only moving a few pips. Dollar index is still falling. DXY.
Sorry for being a mess. I gave my best, but was too late.
Yeah, more or less the only thing I'm paying attention to now is just GJ, just to see what happens. But if price can break back above the 15-minute 50 EMA, yeah, you could definitely see this thing coming higher. Been bullish pretty much since Monday, like yesterday. Is anyone else watching anything else besides GJ? EuroCAD approaching 200, 800, 15-minute EMAs. Found a lot of resistance support down at the Asia low. Yeah, nothing else. Yeah, nothing too crazy. About 8 minutes left on this 15-minute candle close. This could be interesting. Once again, it's just about reacting to what kind of price is doing and how price is reacting to the significant levels such as the EMAs. Like, there's no need to kind of rush these setups and get involved straight away. Yeah, patience definitely does pay off with these D1 setups. For anyone watching, is there any like topics of YouTube videos or content you guys want me to make? Anything you want to know? Yeah, price is struggling to break back above that 15-minute 50 EMA on GJ. GJ just tanked. So you always wait for confirmation on that 15-minute 50 EMA. Yeah, Ricardo just crashed, See, it would be hard. I mean, it'd be hard taking a long position on this now, especially like it just depends where price ends up.
jumping so you don't have to making you smile as long as I can. Storm clouds are coming, and it's best if you prepare. But if we get tomorrow, I promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, if just to get us by. And sometime when you're ready, I'll soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last. I don't
Yeah, nothing looking
wanna give you
too
to hold on to.
juicy.
To hold on to. To hold on to. Too many takers, not enough give. I let you hear music
Appreciate it, Ricardo. Thank you.
and cover your bruises. So if we get tomorrow, I promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, if just to get us by. Sometime when you're ready, I'll soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last, and I don't wanna give you back to hold on to.
Oh man.
To hold on to. To hold on to.
I don't know how you did it, but I need an explanation. Guess I can't get it
Yeah, EuroCAD kind of completely reversed from what I was expecting it to do. It may come lower overnight. So on the 1 hour, I've had that new lower low. I mean, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the high time frames, especially the EMAs on the 4 hour on EuroCAD. GBP CHF using that 1.21800 level as a support level now. I see this rising actually. And GJ I do see coming higher, but not anytime soon. This divergence is building quite nicely. But yeah, that 15-minute falling L50 on GJ is could indicate that this does come lower. Not sure how low, but definitely makes it hard to look very long position, especially with this bearish momentum here. Austin was just saying, for anyone looking at trading this week in the AceFX Discord chat, that Thanksgiving week and also Black Friday sales, which is a massive sales event worldwide pretty much now, and he was just saying traders at banks take the week off often, so which makes logical sense that the market may move a bit slow or may have these sporadic moves. So just something to keep out, like a watch out for, and keep note for this week. I'm not rushing into anything. I think that's another reason why I'm so glad I went with Traders for Traders, is just not having that 30-day limit to make a 10% profit. Like, you're not encouraging bad habits, you're not forcing trades. So yeah, it's just good stuff. I don't really see anything else that's catching my attention. So I think I may call my trading session 20 minutes earlier tonight. I see GBP JPY, it's struggling at that 50-minute 50. It could come lower. I mean, I did love the higher time frames, so that might carry it up. But yeah, I agree, Lindsay. It is a bit slow. So I don't want to sit at the charts for any longer than I need to, and start making up trades in my head and convincing myself to get involved. So I want to call it a day, and thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for checking out the stream. Once again, AceFX is having the biggest sale of the year, 30% off store wide, so make sure you go check it out. Message me if you have any questions about AceFX or anything. If you want to know any more details on the systems, our approach to the markets, and what we kind of do, I'll happily give you guys a lot of information and kind of just share my experience with you as well, and how AceFX has really kind of helped me take my trading to the next level. So on that note, I hope you guys have a great day. I know a lot of you are kind of like, it's morning for most of my watchers, which is cool. So hope you guys have a great morning and a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.